How would you compare life in UK with life in AJK? What do you miss about England, basically?
Well, I miss a lot of things about England, to be quite honest with you, because I've spent all my life in England. I miss my mum and dad. I miss my brothers and sisters. I miss my wives and children. I miss my friends. And then I miss the environment where I lived in, because over there,
Bradford?
At Leeds.
Oh,
yes.
Leeds, yeah.
Leeds, yes. I miss the environment there because I have my animals there. I have my llamas, my chickens, my peacocks, rabbits. And the life what I sort of led there was a lot different than here, because I worked, but on the same token, I've enjoyed myself as well. And my biggest enjoyment is at home, because I have a small holding, a small farm there, which is on 4.5 acres. And I generally sort of spend 2-3 hours in the morning with my animals and 2-3 hours on an evening. And I mean, you can't compare the two countries really, because the luxury over there, in the sense just of not having enough, having a clean environment and no dust. I think that speaks for itself as well. Other than that, I think the people over here are lovely. On an evening, I always like to socialise, with my friends, and at least they're my childhood friends. You spend time with it, you can have a laugh and joke. Whereas here you can't. Here,
well, I'm sure you keep in touch through WhatsApp. And
I do,
Facebook,
and Skype.
Skype.
I'm a very regular user with Skype. I carry my iPad about as well.
Yeah.
And over here in the office we have internet as well. At home I have internet as well. And then I still have the dongle sort of thing, the square one. I don't know what they call it, but it's the Wi-Fi kit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I miss my friends. And family. And I miss my cars. And the roads there, so they're easy to drive on, and there's no bump. You can go to London and not get tired. Whereas here, I mean, with the travelling that I do, because in a week, possibly 2 or 3 times I go to Islamabad.
And I think you don't like staying in hotels either?
No, I don't. Yeah. I don't. I've never stayed in hotels here. Even if it's 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, I come home. Yeah. That's why my personal PA and my drivers are always fed up with me, because with other people they sort of stay at hotels there. But mine, I mean, if it's 11 o'clock I finish, I'll come home. Even 1 o'clock, I'll come home. Only from Lahore I haven't come back, because that's like 5-hour drive, so it's a bit late. I thought, well, it's a safety issue as well, and plus obviously my drivers need to be fresh and not sort of take the car off the road or something. But yeah, from Islamabad I always come back. I've never stayed. I think that's about it really. But over here you have everything at your beck and call. I mean, Allah's given me everything here. I mean, I had everything in England, but alhamdulillah, I thank Allah for being so merciful. Okay, I'm serving my country. It makes me proud. I'm saving my nation. I'm serving my people, and I'm more proud because my British people, when they come here, they've got hope, and that's the biggest thing to me. Sat over there, if they have a problem and they call me, I deal with it instantly. And even when they come here as well, whether it's to do with the police station, whether it's to do with the AC's office, or the courts or anything, I mean, I go out my way, and I think that's the biggest satisfaction I get, because those people don't really have hope when they come here, because there's always a problem going on somewhere.
I guess with you, they've got someone they can talk to, someone who will understand their issues.
Yeah, obviously, because I think the biggest thing is that we can relate with each other. You see, my appeal is to them still.
And obviously, you're approachable. You're in the office. Anybody can come and meet you.
Of course. And even at home. I mean, there's been times that I get woken up, 3 in the morning, and they tell me, police have come. And I think, well, if it was England, I mean, there's nothing you can do. But over here, at least I get up and go to the police station to make sure that there's no nothing sort of wrong on to them. Because as soon as they find out that the British people, I think people try to scare them with police and stuff like this. And we've always tried to ensure that they have equality really, and it's same. Same law applies for the poor person as for the rich person, and same law applies for a local resident as opposed to a British boy coming back. And I think the British deserves more respect coming back, because we need them to come back. We need them to come back, and they should know the culture, the ways, and how things are run over here, because tomorrow it's their country. And I think they enjoy it. Some months back, I had a young boy, an 8-year-old boy, who we put on as the honorary administrator for the day.
Okay.
So I had him doing the official duties of mine, what I was doing. The only thing he wasn't allowed to do was to deal with the paperwork, but everything else, I had him sort of deal with, because I want these young boys to come back, because we're the people here. People like yourself, myself, other people that come back here, people like your name, Kababish. These are people that we want coming back, and we want other youngsters to come back, because we're the ones that are going to make the difference, inshallah. Because we've seen it tough as well. We don't come from rich backgrounds. We're working class people, and we've sort of come up the ladders. The problems faced by British people are those problems what we face as well on a daily basis. So I think it's more important that we have more youngsters involved, and maybe they need to help out with stuff as well, because and I think a lot of our youngsters want to help out, but they don't know who to approach and what to do. So instead of coming to Kashmir or Pakistan, they end up Palestine and having a holiday in Spain.
And that's the purpose of Dadyal Online as well, to keep youngsters connected to Dadyal. We're giving them updates every day.
So it's important, very important.
It keeps that the love for Dadyal alive in their hearts.
Of course.
Keeping them connected.
I think it's really important. It's very important to keep them away. I mean, sadness is that we have families that we don't want to return back here. Even my children, I'll give you an example. My own kids. I mean, they said to me, "Dad, Pakistan?" No. I said, "What do you mean, no?" So I brought them here, and they go out and see places, and then they become happy, because we're stuck in the format that when we arrive, we're expected to go to Masi's house, Mamu's house, Khala's house. And the poor children, for them 2 or 4 weeks holidays, they come here, that's where they are. Now, they don't realise that we have beauty spots here. We have sites here, they can enjoy, whether it's to do with food, whether it's to do with parks, whether it's to do with tourism, whether it's to do with shopping as well.
And I think it takes at least a month or 2 just to get settled in. So a lot of people who bring their children here just for 2 or 3 weeks. And sometimes they'll obviously come in July, August, because that's when they get holidays. Yeah. And it's really hard. You've got them on chill and so many things. So they get that bad impression. They never want to come back again. So I think you have to really plan the visit. Bring your children at the right time.
Of course.
And you need to give them a bit more time here as well to settle in. Once they've got over that initial difficulty,
of course,
then they start to fall in love with Kashmir.
Well, I mean, I think it takes you about 6 to 8 weeks, doesn't it, really?
Yeah,
and then you start falling. Otherwise, normally you'll go to a shop and what's sold for 40 rupees is 100, and you pay that the first week you come. You think, yeah, that's okay. But it's like 5, 6 weeks down the line, you realise, this is 30 rupees at the shop, that shop. So there's a lot of elements that come into it.
And it really helps, because I've been coming here, even when I was younger, every year in the summer holidays I used to come here, and you go back having learnt a lot. Talking to people, meeting different people, haggling at the shops, and these skills really help you when you go back to England. I think they make you stand out from all the other children.
They do. Yes. और ज़रूरी है असल में बच्चे माशाल्लाह they're nice अल्लाह उन्हें खुश रखा कि they're sweet and innocent really असल में कितना भी उसका तेज बैठा है बच्चा he's still innocent. I mean I've seen fast kids come here. I mean I remember it was one night, it was about Saturday morning, me call and the बंदा रोना पैसा तो बस मत cha पुलिस आएगी ये हो राम द घर क्या हुआ उसे पुलिस कार अंदर बड़ी भी है यार उस पुलिस ले दे फोन नहीं मैं छपया क्यों उसकी फेस कार उसकी गल कर अच्छा मैं उसको पिंडी असन दावत सी पहले इंटरव्यू से पीडीपी पर उस बात आउट मैं तो गली बैठा था फोटो रिसर्च करने वापस इतना आया तो वो थाने चीका मारे मैं वो मुड़ा सा अगर मैं से I mean नाम में कहना चाहता हूँ बट अगर मैं से इंग्लैंड में बंदा दस बर्मिंघम में तो वो अपने आप की पूरा full on board सबने सी ठीक है इतने में जाते हैं मुझे करना क्या उसे जो पुलिस चाचा तो मेरे पैर भी पटकने में नहीं लगा मैं यार क्यों so we need to get into that system we need to bond with each other more we need to try and get जो our parents had and our grandparents had. We need to be more friendly with each other, and these family feuds as well we need to get away from, because the biggest sort of thing what I've seen is that There's a brother in England, there's a brother here, he's been sending money. When he comes here and he tells me, yeah, there's nothing. So I think we need to start controlling our own selves in many ways as well. But bringing the children here is more important than anything else, you know, because they can enjoy it. And anybody who wants to come here, even if you have nobody here, you can come and come to my office, or you can call me direct on my number. I'll give Samir the number, he'll put it online. You can be in touch, I can collect you from the airport, I can drop you back off at the airport, and I can make sure you have a good time here and enjoy yourself here. I think Samir, Dadyal Online, anybody through you, I can take them either one. And any work they have related to Bhalote, about Municipal Committee Dadyal, if they have anything, any work that needs to be done, any advice they need, my staff will be available, and I'm here in the offices. So the offices you'll find means Bhalote Dadyal, Municipal Committee Dadyal offices, and we're also on Facebook as well now, Samir.
Yes, I know.
And I think I did ask Bilal to tag us on, or is it link? Yep. Because we want people and their views direct from there as well.
Work, but you want people to know about that.
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
Awareness,
well, initially I wasn't bothered about that because we wanted to get on with the work, because what I realised here was the more you show your work, the more enemies, and harder the job became. But now we've got the MCD Facebook site, and at least with that people can access us direct. If they've got any problems, any questions, we can help them out. Anything, you know, and that's what goes for, you know, our mothers, fathers, elders, brothers, sisters, kids, any problem they have. And it doesn't mean that if you don't live in Dadyal, I can't resolve your problem. Let's say they live in Courtly, Bimburn, Meadburn, Jhelum, whatever. Any sport anybody from England needs, you know, my phone's on 24 hours a day. Or if it's a bigger problem, they can text me and I can come back to them on this. Or come on Facebook.